Good day, Crime Talk aficionados. This is Scott Reisch of Crime Talk, and on the docket today, first, a little shameless self-promotion. Second, an update on the A.J. Freund homicide, an update on the Jennifer Rothwell homicide. George Zimmerman and Trayvon Martin are back in the news for all the wrong reasons, and the dumb criminal contestant of the day and the winner of the week decided. Let's talk about it. Good day, Crime Talk aficionados. This is Scott Reisch of Crime Talk, and I hope you had a wonderful week. Thank you for tuning into our channel. We hope that we provide you informative information, and we thank you for watching. First, if you have not subscribed, please do so. If you like the video, hit that thumbs up. Please leave us a comment on what we've talked about here today. First on the docket, a little shameless self-promotion. All right, first, I hope you all enjoyed the interview that we had with Lena Derhally and her new book, My Daddy is a Hero. I found Miss Derhally very interesting, straightforward, down to earth. She admits she doesn't know all the answers, but as a professional therapist, she was trying to provide some insight that you may not necessarily get. I think it's worth the read. I get no money, anything out of it, but I've read the book and I actually think it's very well written. Next on the docket, a viewer sent us a link the other day of another podcast where a woman by the name of Lucy Lawless stated that she loved Crime Talk. I'll be honest with you, the name did not click with me, but then I was told or informed that this was Xena the Warrior Princess actress, and she is a true Crime Talk aficionado, and she's on this podcast, and she, without solicitation, unbeknownst to me, states on numerous occasions how much she enjoys this podcast. So, little shameless self-promotion there, but just want to say thank you.
Oh my God, you guys, everything is on YouTube. Like the Chris Watts thing is absolutely fascinating. My very favorite guy to listen to is Scott Reisch of Crime Talk, because he's a defense lawyer who breaks things down and he really educates you about the justice system and where things really stand, away from the hysteria. The word is from lawyers that what is reported is not accurate to what's going on in the court. I don't know, maybe people aren't quite educated into the proper law process, but what we're hearing from journalists is not reflective of what lawyers say is the truth. But I want to recommend Crime Talk on YouTube with Scott Reisch. That is, if you're interested in the justice system and how it looks at cases and interrogations, he breaks it down for you really beautifully. He's highly recommended.
First up on the docket, an update on the A.J. Freund case. For those who do not recall the A.J. Freund case, for now nearly 8 months, Joanne Cunningham, the mother of A.J. Freund, emphatically denied fatally abusing her 5-year-old son, A.J., in tearful phone calls and letters she penned to family and friends while waiting for trial and being confined in jail while these matters are pending. Joanne Cunningham even had the audacity to appear on national television pleading for help after the boy's father reported their son missing. Later, A.J.'s battered body was found in a shallow grave, and the couple were both arrested. She professed her innocence on Chicago TV stations in a series of phone calls, denying any wrongdoing whatsoever. But apparently earlier this week, prosecutors had confronted the Crystal Lake, Illinois mother with a mountain of damning information, including newly disclosed cell phone video footage of an earlier attack on the boy. She admitted in a McHenry County courtroom that she, in fact, killed her child. Ms. Cunningham, 36, pled guilty to first-degree murder during a brief court appearance in Woodstock. She will face 20 to 60 years in prison based upon her plea of guilty. The remaining counts will be dismissed. The district attorney is quite satisfied with this plea arrangement because whatever sentence Ms. Cunningham receives, she will serve the entire time and will not be eligible for parole. AJ's father, Andrew Freund, a disbarred attorney, still remains in custody and is set for trial. Cunningham and Friend's story didn't make much sense. Back in April 15th of this year, Cunningham would tell AJ, who had been sent to bed earlier, was not breathing. The couple searched for information on child CPR on Friend's phone, and after realizing AJ was dead, Friend told Cunningham he would, quote, handle it, placing AJ's body in a plastic tote in the basement and burying him days later, according to court documents. 3 days later, Friend called 911 on April 18th and reported AJ missing. Ultimately, Andrew Friend led investigators to the location of the body, and he still awaits trial. What's quite disturbing about this case is that the Illinois Department of Child and Family Services had an active role in protecting AJ for years, based upon what can be described as simply a completely dysfunctional family unit in this particular case. And reports regarding the Department of Child and Family Services state that they failed to perceive the overall family dynamics and picture in this particular case. And yet again, another case where the Department of Human Services or Department of Children and Family Services has blood on their hands for not protecting the children. And finally, it is anticipated that if Andrew Friend goes to trial, Joanne Cunningham will be testifying against him. Next on the docket, let's talk about Jennifer and Bo Rothwell. Jennifer Rothwell was found deceased after her husband has allegedly killed her and once again led the police authorities to her body in a shallow grave. Both of these individuals had everything going for them. They were recently married. They were chemical engineers and had a future ahead of them. Searches of both Jennifer's cell phone and her computer have revealed that just prior to her going missing, she had Googled, "Husband's being upset you are pregnant," right before her murder. Bo Rothwell needs to go into mitigation mode. He's spoken to the police. There's a large amount of physical evidence that the murder took place in their home when the police arrived. They have video of him purchasing cleaning items for the house, and the carpet was still wet with these cleaning supplies and blood stains. Bo led authorities to Jennifer Rothwell's body. The only thing that Mr. Bo Rothwell will be doing at this particular time is trying to avoid a life sentence. Next on the docket, George Zimmerman and Trayvon Martin. For those of you who do not recall, this was a huge story years ago down in Florida where George Zimmerman, the professed neighborhood security guy, was out walking around, has a altercation with Trayvon Martin, and Trayvon Martin ultimately winds up dead. Ultimately, after a lengthy trial, George Zimmerman is found not guilty. One of his attorneys, Mark O'Mara, who I know that I've met through professional organizations, is a very modest and humble individual, did a great job on that particular case, not whether you agree or disagree with the result, but they were able to bring out a lot of information. Ultimately, the jury decided the case. Fortunately for Mark O'Mara, he is not involved in this particular lawsuit because George Zimmerman is now attempting to sue Trayvon Martin's family for $100 million. The lawsuit alleges that the prosecution's key witness in Zimmerman's 2013 murder trial, a Rachel Jantel, was an imposter and a fake witness. The lawsuit, the complaint, cites a documentary about the case that accuses Martin's family of falsifying testimony. Trayvon Martin's parents had a foundation and have been recognized for their work regarding social justice and gun reforms. George Zimmerman has been in various legal disputes over the last several years, but seems to keep coming back. And his attorney in this particular case is a former U.S. Department of Justice prosecutor, and we'll see how this shakes out. My gut feeling is that it will be dismissed, but the standard, just like in a criminal case, in a civil case, is tough to get dismissed early on. The judge will have to view the allegations as true and allow the case to go forward for discovery, and then there will be motions for summary judgment as to whether basically a legal claim exists. We'll see if this goes to trial. I doubt any money will be paid by anyone, as the key witness in this particular case is a Miami-Dade commissioner and hardly rolling in a lot of dough. Political stunt or actual complaint? We'll see. We'll follow it. Now, finally, today we have the dumb criminal contestant of the week. And let me just tell you, this guy's a pothead. And not just me saying it. In fact, he is. And let's take a look at the contestant. As you may recall, our previous contestant this week had "Crime Pays" tattooed on his forehead. Well, today's contestant, Douglas Perry Christopher, is wanted on a warrant charging him with failure to provide law enforcement officials with his current address. Why, you'd say, would he have to supply his address? That's right. He is a registered sex offender. Mr. Christopher also has several convictions for drugs, and obviously he must have been hallucinating when he put a tattoo of a marijuana leaf on his forehead, stating that he is in fact a pothead. Since we had kind of a short week, we have two contestants. And here's what I'm going to do. Instead of me picking the winner, I think that you all should decide. We have our contestant with the "Crime Pays" tattooed on his forehead, or we have today's contestant with pothead and a marijuana leaf on his forehead. If you want to vote to see who the dumb criminal of the week is, A, for "Crime Pays," or B, for pothead, we'll tally the results and let you know on our next video. We appreciate you watching, and if you'd like to get any of our new Crime Talk merchandise, please do so. I have a link below. Additionally, if you would like to go to scottreisch.com, you can sign up for our free newsletter. Who doesn't like something that is free? Additionally, since YouTube has no idea what in fact their community standards are, and they love to demonetize most of our videos, if you'd like to join Patreon and you think that our channel provides some value, please do so. We have many Patreon subscribers, and they donate in various amounts, and we appreciate it, and we try to do something special for them as well. Thanks for watching Crime Talk. Have a great day.